Alright, what's going on? Today we're at the shop and we're trying to put in a little bit of work. First things first, we're swapping out the Excel injectors that are in the engine right now that are a little too small for some Holley 68-pound injectors. And Pat Gooden is here to help me out. This rail is already good. So yeah, we're going to swap these out and I'll talk a little bit about what else we're doing today, hopefully. We just made a new revised list of shit that we need to finish this car. And so me and Pat and Raven, we're going out right now to get lunch. And I'm gonna go get this battery checked. And I'm going to get, this is the return. This goes in the cell. And it needs to be 8 and 8, and right now it's 8 and 6. So I'm going to get that swapped out at Space Coast, hopefully.
Push it real good.
With our time crunch, filming, working on the car and stuff is kind of out of the question. I don't really have time to go and do something, come back, film it, talk about it, whatever. So I'm basically just going to talk you through what we're doing today and what's going on the next couple days and what we have done today already. So this video might end up being a lot of me talking, and I'm sorry. I know a lot of you are not that into that, but there'll be plenty of action when the car is done, so just bear with me a few days. And I'll start over here. So this morning, like I mentioned, Pat had come over and we popped out the injectors that I did have in the fuel rails, and we swapped them for these Holley 68-pound injectors. So those are in there like that. We had a lot of shit overnighted because time crunch. I talked about some of the stuff yesterday. Intake rockers, the brake switch. We got our ARP head studs in today, along with our knock sensors, our timing kit, and Tom is about to hop on that here soon. So then over here, we got the rear windshield in, which is not that big of a deal, but it's kind of cool seeing it with the windshield in. It just makes it look more like a complete car. So that's always cool. That's in. I've got to run if you see back there, the filter, right off the front of that filter, there's going to be a hole drilled, and the feed line is going to go down through there, and then the return will come back to that there, this fitting here. So, that's pretty much the last thing I'm going to do for now. I got to take Raven home. She's tired, sick of being here. Pedals still need to be in, but it is what it is. We got the front all cleaned up, so once the wiring's done, we can slap in the front windshield. I've got my Earl's Ultra Pro -8 hose here for fuel line, and I'm basically going to run it long, put a fitting on the back to the cell, and then chop it off right up here at the front where the fuel rail is probably going to be. I'll make it a little long just to be safe. It's definitely coming together slowly, but we got this shit. We got this. Make sure to give this video a like if you guys want to see this thing do a burnout in the next 10 days. Oh, also, something pretty interesting to think about is there is a fucking hurricane coming at us. And I don't know where it's going to hit yet, but luckily we'll be out of town for LS Fest. Our house is still here and stuff, so because of the hurricane, I don't know what it's supposed to do, where it's going to go, but it is supposed to be like a class 5 or category 5 or whatever. So I'm going to bring the dogs, make sure they're safe. Raven wasn't going to come, but now I'm forcing her to come because I want her to be safe. She's over there. And for anybody that lives in Florida or any of the areas where this hurricane might touch down, please be safe. And you know, if you can, get the fuck out, be safe, take care of your family, your friends, and yeah, I think it'll be alright. I've never been through a hurricane, so I don't know what it's like. You guys are probably like, oh, this is no big deal, I'll be fine. But to me, it seems like a big deal. I'm back at the shop now. I took a little break and went home for a little bit. And Raven wasn't feeling well. You can see the 90. I made a line. That's the feed. There's a 90 here, and that goes up, and there's a return. There's going to be a cover on this that's going to hold the lines in place. But I've ran the lines under the car, and they're all fastened up to the frame rail, and it looks pretty good. This, I know it does not look ideal, but we had to work with the fittings that we had, and this is what it's going to be for now, and we're going to make do. And we still might not have enough fittings, but later on we're going to reroute all this and it's going to look a lot cleaner. But that being said, even with like it looking like this, since the products look cool, like the gold nuts for the fittings, the radium Y, it still looks cool. So later on I'll reroute it a different way, but these bulkheads right here for the wiring kind of get in the way of everything, the way you really want to route it. So just got to play with what we got and go from here. So I just finished the fuel lines. I'm going to show you guys in a second. Matt came over to help me out here. He's going to fucking do whatever he can to help me out.
I'm doing my best out here, but I don't like cars. I don't even.
Imagine everybody on the internet thinks that's your real voice.
That is my real voice.
I wish.
I mean, dude, I get dizzy as fuck.
So we're out here at Harbortown Federal.
What's going on, everybody?
We're here at Harbortown. Oh my God, we're here at Harbortown Fabrication.
Nah, dude, it's dead. It's done.
You pass out and scratch my car. All right, so I'm gonna hop under here and show you guys what I did. Hopefully it's light enough so you guys can see. Okay, so the fuel lines come down from the back there. They're fastened up. And I just, I used a self-tapper for now, but I'm gonna take the self-tapper out. That's pretty much just to hold it in place and give me a place to drill a hole, because self-tappers can back out through vibration and stuff. So I use these little guys. I'll show you how I did it. God damn it. Sorry. So you get a hose in each one, and then you just clamp them down. Clamp these down, and then there's one nut and bolt. So right now it's a self-tapper, like I said, but I'll take that out, drill the hole a little bigger, and then throw a little bolt and a nut on it, and it'll be secure forever. I won't have to worry about my fuel lines dragging on the ground unless I go four-wheeling. I guess it'd be two-wheeling, but unless I go off-roading is what I should have said. Off-roading. Me and Matt are going to secure this battery box down. I was missing some hardware and I got that now. So we're going to secure that and throw the battery in there. I got this sick ass Walmart battery. I highly suggest them. Shout out to Walmart. And we're about to get hit by a hurricane.
No, we're not. We'll be fine.
I'm leaving town, dude. I mean, technically I am, because I'm going to LS Fest.
Oh, it's like right around there?
It's on the 8th. 8th to the 10th.
Yeah.
And that's on the hurricane.
I'm leaving the 9th.
Oh, yeah?
So we both of us aren't sitting out. I'm trying to get out of plane tonight, but
ooh,
they'll probably shut that shit down.
Yeah, where are you going?
Colorado.
For what?
What do you mean?
Are you moving there?
Well, I'm moving.
Oh my God, I'm shutting the camera off, dude. I explained to you guys earlier why I'm not filming shit as we're going. We're just in a hurry, so I'm giving you updates as I go. The battery box is in. We have our posts that go down through the chassis and through this. This is like a frame that holds the box, and it's all snugged up. Garrett's bringing over a vacuum right now to clean this bitch out and make it look prettier. I mean, it's pretty, let's be real, shit. And yeah, making some progress though, I'm stoked. Right now what we're doing is going through all of the suspension arms and the bolts on the back of the hub to the knuckle, and double checking everything, make sure it's tight. That way when this thing finally starts, it will not fall apart on me. So that's where we're at now. The last time I put these on was at Level Ride, so it's been a while. Or last time I even touched the rear suspension was at Level Ride. So I just want to double check everything. Make sure these ISR arms are all tight. Give it a quick little eyeball alignment before we actually do the real alignment when the engine's in. A while back, NRG sent over some stuff, and one of the things they sent in the package was these little guys right here, and they're Fender Washers. And I'll try and make it focus so you guys can see. There you go. And the way they work is you have a hole and you drop this anchor in there, and as you tighten it up, it spreads out and gets tight. So I was like, well, they look really good, but I'm probably not gonna do that. It just didn't really make much sense because there's already like normal Fender holes for the bolts as is. And then Matt was like, why don't you just pull the bolt out of it? And I was like, that's a great idea. So we pulled it out, and sure enough, it looks great and it worked fine. So now to hold the fenders on, we have these little guys. Hold on. And it looks really good. And I think it looks fancy. Kind of like on that, you know, like, oh, I care about my car a little bit to like do little things like this. So these are super cool and they're super inexpensive. I'm sure I'm gonna, now that I know the thread pitch, I'm probably gonna use it for a lot of other stuff too. But this was really, really nice. And as you can see, the fenders are just as secure as if you were to use some shitty looking 25-year-old bolt. So that's dope. We went through all the rear suspension. Bitches is tight. Tight. Battery box. Tight. It's been productive. Huge shout out to Matt for coming down here and helping me. He's helped me out a lot. Make sure to follow him on Instagram. It's fluffmasterflex_.
You're gonna do all that.
Dude.
I don't care about social media, man.
You don't care about clout?
Oh, I care about clout.
Yeah.
Not social media though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it possible to get clout without social media?
See, that's the debate though, isn't it? I don't know if, I mean, that's a toss-up. You and I will have to continue this.
Yeah, we'll talk about this off camera. Today was successful as far as I'm concerned. Tom still's gonna build the engine, but overall, pretty productive. Knocking out all the little stuff that's once like it's running and stuff that we'd have to go back and do that could take a few hours out of our time that we don't have. So getting all that out of the way now, that way once it's running, it's just go drive and not worry about all the bullshit. Very, very happy. And if you guys haven't seen the new shirts, make sure to hit the link in the description, pick up a Quan Gang shirt, and it's gonna do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, turn the notification button on, and the road to LS Fest will continue tomorrow with the S14, and hopefully Matt also. Peace.